Alrighty, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. My name is Turtle. This is Outlier Fantasy, and I'm so excited to get this started. I am so excited to draft with you guys. It's like I don't even have a voice right now. Um, yeah. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this in terms of where I'm gonna put my camera. I put myself at the 111 in this sleeper redraft. I could put myself in the top left corner. Let me do that really quick. Sorry for all the eye clutter real quick. Um, Let me do this and let me do that. Oh no, sorry. Let me do this and that. This and that. Slide me over. Let me get right. You're not going to see the 101. We already know who 101 is. And perfect. Just like that, you can now see where I'm drafting from. In the meantime, I am in a slow draft. So let's pull that up real quick while we wait for the rest of the sleeper group to jump in. If there's a certain platform that you want me to draft on, feel free to type it in the chat. We'll work something out. I'll get on a different platform and do all that. For now, I'm in a slow draft where I am on the clock and not sure if you could see my entire team, but I have three wide receivers, and I feel like I need another, but best available is Terry McLaurin. So instead, I'm going to stack Anthony Richardson with Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr. because I feel like that's going to give me the best chance to win at best ball. But let's get back to the sleeper draft. Christian McCaffrey goes 101, followed by Tyreek Hill at 102. Pretty normal so far, nothing too out of the ordinary. I chose to be at the 111 because I feel like a lot of people don't want to draft at the 111 this year or anywhere in the back of the draft. It's kind of the toughest part of the draft to make a really good team. So I want to challenge myself and see how good I can make a team. Again, if you're watching, thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to turn the sound off because this sound is quite annoying, if I do say so myself. So CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson all follow in order. And now we have the 106 going off the board. Best available is Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is 12-team PPR, so it's very possible that he may want to continue the wide receiver trend, but in my opinion, it would probably be better off to go Bijan or Breece Hall at this point. But we'll see what he ends up doing. He's got 1 second left. He's on auto pick. Okay, great. This is not what we wanted, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I do have the subscriber count on the bottom right-hand corner. If we end up hitting 200 subscribers today, I am going to give $25 away to somebody. But you do have to follow me on Instagram, and I will get more into the details once we actually hit 200 subscribers. I don't want to jump to conclusions prematurely, but that is the plan tonight, to try to hit 200 subs. Breece Hall follows Amon-Ra St. Brown, and now the 108 is on the clock. Best available is Bijan Robinson. That's definitely a good pick in my opinion. Where I'm looking to draft, I don't want to go double wide receiver because I like the values in rounds 3 and 4 at wide receiver, especially on sleeper. You know, there's guys like, if I scroll down, guys like Jalen Waddle, Michael Pittman Jr., Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf. Like, these are all guys that I'm very happy taking in the 4th round. So I'm going to try to go one running back, one wide receiver, or even double up on running back if given the opportunity. I have the chance to draft Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm taking Jahmyr Gibbs. I think that's a pretty solid pick at the 111. Wait for the double pick to go. Let's see if he goes double wide receiver. I'm not interested in Puka Nacua. He takes my strategy of going double running back. So if I want a wide receiver, best available is Marvin Harrison. I don't know if I love the idea of it, but I'm going to have to do it here. I'm going to have to take Marv. I could have went Kyron Williams, but I personally am just not that high on Kyron Williams. And I know that I'll be able to find running backs later on in the draft. But if you are joining the stream, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for hanging out. I see I got another subscriber. So now we're only 5 away from giving away the bag. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. And you definitely have to be in the live to figure out how to enter and qualify to be part of that giveaway. Lucky for you guys, this isn't a big YouTube channel. So as long as you're entering, you have a very good chance of winning the money. And yeah, it's just my little way of saying thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We've been growing a lot over the last 30 days or so because I've continued to put out videos. But again, this wouldn't be possible without any of you guys watching, so thank you so much. After I pick Marvin Harrison, we have Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, who I think is a really good pick at 205. I feel like that's a steal. Followed by Achane, Drake London, ETN, and now Sam Laporta is the first tight end to come off the board at 209. Thank you so much, Nick Manzella. Really appreciate you hanging out, stopping by in the stream. 5 subs away from giving away the money, so make sure you hang out and figure out how you can win that money later. Chris Olave and Derrick Henry are the next 2 picks. Now we have the last pick of round 2. I know it's cut off. I'm sorry. I don't know where else to put my big head. So it's just going to have to be here because I'd rather you guys see who's best available. The bottom right corner probably would be the best spot. But if I go to underdog, that is when it's not the best spot to put me. So it's all about a balance right now. Trying to find my balance. Josh Allen is the last pick of round 2, and now you'll finally start to be able to see all the picks on the draft board. Best available is Brandon Ayuk, but if I were him in his situation, even though he doesn't have a wide receiver, I think Travis Kelce would be the best pick to take, and he could worry about some of the other wide receivers coming up later on. But he decides to elect and take Nico Collins instead, which is interesting. Isaiah Pacheco comes off the board. I think that's a great pick. Now the 303 is on the board. Let's see what they decide to take. They've already doubled up at wide receiver, so there's not a lot of running backs left for them to take. And they elect to take Travis Kelce, which I think is a smart thing to do. But for somebody that has no running backs, it's not a good sight for them. If Josh Jacobs finds his way to land to me at 311, which I don't expect, I would probably pass on him for a wide receiver. I'm not looking to take a quarterback at this point. I can wait later. I would rather have somebody like Anthony Richardson anyway, if given the opportunity. As you just saw, I drafted him on Best Ball, so that's probably one of my favorite QBs to take this year. But you guys let me know who your top QB targets are this year in fantasy. Are you willing to pay that second, third round price tag for Allen, Hurts, Mahomes, or are you willing to wait back? Wow, Trey McBride just came off the board at 307. That is crazy. Had no interest in taking him, so that's fine by me. I'm looking to double up and get Waddle and Pittman, but I don't think that's going to be possible because the player that's drafting behind me doesn't have a single wide receiver. So, yeah, he's probably going to end up taking somebody, taking one of my guys. Jalen Waddle comes off the board. I'm not too sure I'm buying into the whole Stephon Diggs at this point. I would feel a lot more comfortable with Michael Pittman, so I'm going to take Michael Pittman Jr. and hope that if Stephon Diggs finds his way back to me, I will happily take him. If not, Cooper Kupp is a great option here. Cooper Kupp just came off the board. Chris Saputo, thank you so much for stopping in and hanging out. I really appreciate it. We are now 4 subscribers away from hitting that big 200. So, yeah. DK Metcalf is probably the next guy I wanted off the board. Now is my 3rd wide receiver. Stephon Diggs feels like an absolute steal. I could go James Cook because that is a running back I really like to take. But I'm just going to reach for the value and take Stephon Diggs. I don't love it, but listen, somebody's got to do it. I have 2 wide receivers with a week 14 bye, so I'm going to have to avoid taking my next round pick or next wide receiver I take at week 14, try to find somebody else. But yeah. If you're stopping in for the first time, thank you so much for joining the channel. I really appreciate it. We're going to be doing mock drafts. If there's a specific platform you want me to go on, if you want to see underdog best ball drafts, this is what I'm here for. We're going to be mocking as much as we possibly can. We're going to be mocking our socks off. So feel free to hang out, grab a drink, grab a snack, do whatever you got to do, and sit back and enjoy. After I take Stephon Diggs, Devontae Smith goes, who I personally really wanted to take in this spot, but unfortunately, Stephon Diggs was just waiting there for me, and I felt like I had to take him. So after Devontae Smith follows DJ Moore and Malik Neighbors, and now big stingers on the clock. Still doesn't have a wide receiver, but elects to go Patrick Mahomes. So now I'm feeling pretty good about the idea of if it comes back to me at 5'11", I will happily grab Anthony Richardson, but I don't know if that's definitely going to happen. Still, a lot of players have to come off the board before that's an option. CJ Stroud just came off the board. So it looks like quarterbacks are going to go like crazy. I don't understand how nobody's taking Jalen Hurts yet. There he goes. But my guy, Nate, is good at fantasy football. Still does not have a wide receiver. That would scare me personally. Just got another subscriber. So thank you, whoever you are that just subscribed. I really appreciate that. We are now 3 subscribers away from giving away the bag. So make sure you stick around to figure out how you can win the bag. And by bag, I mean $25. Don't spend it all in one place now. But, yeah. After CJ Stroud and Jalen Hurts, Mark Andrews follows. I think that's a great pick to take somebody like Mark Andrews or almost a round and a half after Trey McBride. I think that's a steal. Joe Mixon is the next pick off the board, and now we're starting round 5. This should be interesting. I would be happy, honestly, with T. Higgins. I feel like that's honestly a steal right now. Somebody that's just really slept on. Going to be playing for a contract this season. Needs to absolutely ball out. So I like those opportunities. Again, if you're just stopping by for the first time, we are 3 subscribers away from giving away $25 to a random viewer. If we do hit that 200 subscriber mark while I'm on the stream, I will tell you how you can enter to win that money. Obviously, this is not a big channel, so you have a very good chance of winning that money if you're interested. So, yeah, if you're new, feel free to subscribe and drop your fantasy football questions down below if you have any. I'm going to be mock drafting all night, so we'll see how this goes. If there's a platform that you specifically want me to draft on, please let me know in the chat, and I'll do my best to accommodate you. We are now 2 subscribers away. That is big. That is big time. So let's see how this goes. Alvin Kamara, Zay Flowers, Kenneth Walker, Tank Dell, George Pickens, and Keenan Allen are the first 6 picks in round 5. I am looking pretty right now at the opportunity to take Anthony Richardson, but I'm not going to get my hopes up because someone always snipes my pick right before I'm about to take them. There are 2 teams that need a quarterback before me, so we'll see how that ends up. I'm more than happy to take somebody like T. Higgins here. Like I said, the wide receiver value in these middle rounds is phenomenal. So if I'm in the back of the draft, I'd like to double up on running back if I can. I didn't really have the opportunity unless I wanted Kyron Williams, so I stayed away from that. James Conner just flew off the board. Thanks for throwing your boy a bone because I had no interest in taking him. And now we're going to get Anthony Richardson, which is phenomenal. I really love that pick here. I'm going to stack Michael Pittman with Anthony Richardson. I think I'm getting a top 2, top 3 quarterback this year in Anthony Richardson, and I got him as the 6th quarterback off the board, which is an absolute steal. Now I just have to worry about the double pick. Hopefully he's not looking for T. Higgins, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Terry McLaurin comes off the board. I think that is a really good pick. Christian Kirk comes off the board. I'm smashing T. Higgins with my 6th round pick. Wow. T. Higgins has no business being in here available in round 6, but somehow, some way, found a way to get him. So that's great. I still need a running back, still need a tight end, but to have T. Higgins sitting pretty on my bench is quite exciting, if I do say so myself. After I pick T. Higgins, George Kittle and Kyle Pitts come off the board. I think those are great picks. If I wasn't able to get T. Higgins, I was definitely eyeing George Kittle. But one thing I don't love to do is to go quarterback, tight end back to back. I feel like you're giving yourself like a little bit of a hole to play behind in terms of trying to get depth on your team. So by adding T. Higgins to my roster, I now have a really quality bench piece. At the beginning of round 7, we have Jordan Addison and Chris Godwin leading the way. Two players that I really don't have that much interest in. Addison has some interesting potential, but I'm obviously worried about a suspension situation. So, yeah. Dak Prescott coming off the board. I would have rather taken Kyler Murray, but that's just me. If I end up with Raheem Mostert, I won't be upset. But again, this is not like a very flashy name or exciting player to take. But I have no problem doing that whatsoever. I did miss pretty much all of the good tight ends at this point. But being that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams have a tight end, there's a good chance I could get one of my late value guys at the end of this draft, which I'm totally okay with. Dom, thank you so much for joining the stream. Thanks for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And auto pick Jordan Love. Haha. That's crazy. I could never. In a 1 QB league, taking somebody like him this early, that is nasty work. I am not interested in doing that whatsoever. Tony Pollard comes off the board, so I'm just going to take Raheem Mostert, being that he's best running back available. If I can dip in and get another running back, I will. Looks like my best option would be Jaylen Warren, which isn't bad, but I could probably do better. If Deontay Johnson is on the board, I may just take him and know that I never have to take a wide receiver for the rest of the draft, but running back depth is important, so I might lean towards doing that. Trying to look down and see what kind of wide receivers I could get. I do like Curtis Samuel. Tyler Lockett doesn't tickle my fancy. Adonai Mitchell tickles my fancy. If y'all know, I am a big fan of his. And here we are. I could take a tight end. I'm probably going to pass. I like Ladd McConkey here. I don't know if it's a reach, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to take Jaylen Warren because that's my guy, and I want to stack up my RB depth as much as possible. I need running backs, so we're going to do that. With T. Higgins sitting on my bench and me not being able to start him, if I'm not going to take a tight end to fill out my lineup, then I'm probably just better off stacking up depth pieces. Sure, it's a reach, but I know I'm not going to get him on my way back, so why not just take him while you can? At this point of the draft, round 8 and past, this is Get Your Guy season. Theo, what is up, my guy? Thank you so much for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. We are 2 subscribers away from giving away $25 to a lucky follower on Instagram. I will get into more of the details if we do hit 200 subscribers. I don't want to jump the gun just yet, but hopefully that's something we could accomplish tonight. If there's a platform that you specifically want me to draft on, please let me know in the chat, and I'll definitely do my best to accommodate your wishes. I am here for you guys. This is all about you guys asking me any fantasy football questions you may have, and I'm just running mock and talking strategy in the meantime. But this is your guys' opportunity to ask questions that you may have, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. At the start of round 9, we have Brian Thomas Jr. I think that's a great pick. He also took Christian Watson with the last pick in round 8, which may seem like a reach, but I absolutely believe that Christian Watson is a great value this year. We're starting to see 2 quarterbacks come off the board. I could never take Caleb Williams before I take Tua. That's just me personally. I like the idea of taking Jameson Williams here. That is a nice little depth piece that I could add. But if you know me and you know how much I love this kid, I'm taking Brian Robinson Jr. here because I can make a million videos about how much I love Brian Robinson and his mid value. There's already been, reports, and we've seen in preseason that Austin Eckler has nothing to do with the receiving backfield in Washington. Though they're splitting goal line touches right now, I feel like the bigger, more sturdier back in Brian Robinson Jr. is going to end up running away with that job. So I feel like to take somebody at the end of round 9 that can end up being very fantasy valuable is a great pick. Tua comes off the board. I wouldn't be mad about taking Jaden Daniels, but do I really need to take another quarterback? Like, I could sit back and take Matthew Stafford. I'm okay with that one. Jared Goff is next best available, even though I would prefer Jaden Daniels personally. We are 1 subscriber away. Thank you, Chris, for pointing that out. one more subscriber and I'm giving away $25 to somebody. So this is really exciting. Hopefully someone could send this to a friend and be like, hey, you could win $25, and boom, we could give it away to somebody. I really like Jameson Williams at this point in the draft. I'm continuing to stack up my depth pieces. Not that many more rounds left to take actual players, but Jaden Daniels comes off the board. That is a smart pick. I would much rather him over Goff. But let's see how the rest of the round goes. Cortland Sutton. I do need a tight end, so I need tight end. I need kicker, defense, and another quarterback. So I have one more pick to play with other than backup QB. I'm normally not a double up on QB type of guy, but being that this is 12-man, assuming that I was in a real draft, I wouldn't be able to grab somebody that valuable off waivers. So I will make sure that I get somebody else. If Pat Freiermuth goes at this point, I will be absolutely devastated. So let's hope your boy can get Pat Freiermuth, one of my favorite late round targets, and he just comes off the board. I am down bad right now. I'm going to have to settle for Cole Kmet, even though I don't want to. And yeah, that's kind of gross. But you got to do what you got to do. When you have guys like T. Higgins and Jameson Williams just sitting on your bench, don't really think I need any more wide receiver depth at all. But hey, let's see what happens. If he takes Cole Kmet, I am beat. He might, because he looks like he's on auto pick, so that kind of throws a wrench in my plans. And, he took Luke Musgrave. Thank the Lord, I needed a tight end. So we'll take Cole Kmet. I don't love it, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I would rather... Tyler, thank you so much for being number 200. I really do appreciate that. I want Chuba Hubbard. I really do. But I'm going to take Matthew Stafford and just hope that I could get a different running back with my last pick. Hey, man, if you want to enter to win the money, you're more than welcome to. If not, all good. Now that we did hit 200, thank you guys so much. Let's talk about how you guys can win that money. First and foremost, make sure you're following me on Instagram. That is Outlier Fantasy. I repeat, make sure you're following me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy. All you have to do is take a screenshot that you are subscribed to the channel on YouTube, DM me a picture of that, and I'll know that you are entered into the giveaway. Tomorrow, I will pick a time on Instagram, whatever time works for everybody else, and we'll figure out what time we're going to actually give it away, and then I'll put everybody's name in a random number generator, and whatever it picks on live, that'll be the winner of the $25. Thank you, Theo, for congratulating me. I really do appreciate that. I'm not going to be a fool here and take a kicker yet or defense. I just think that's ridiculous when there's so much value to be had on this board. Let's go. Brandon Cooks is a good value, but I'm going to take Jahan Dotson. I think Jahan Dotson has some real good potential, and now it comes back to me, so now we have to go kicker defense. I do like Brandon Aubrey, but Jets defense is sitting there. It's a tough week 1 matchup, but this is a mock draft, so I'll just take the Jets defense knowing that I have a pretty solid defense for the entire season, in theory, of course. So yeah, if you want to win the money, all you got to do, follow me on Instagram, take a screenshot of you subscribed to the YouTube channel, DM me the picture of you screenshotting that you are subscribed, and from there, I will pick a winner on Instagram Live, and hopefully one of you guys will win the $25. Being that we only got 9 people in the live, I'm assuming you would have a really good chance of winning that $25. So yeah, just make sure, take a screenshot, follow me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy, and then we'll go from there in terms of picking who we want. Picking who is going to win, not who I want, of course. Jason Sanders comes off the board. Really doesn't matter who I take as a kicker. I'm going to take Matt, but if I say his last name, I might get censored or demonetized or some kind of shadow ban on my account. So I'm just going to take Matt, just for fun. You obviously see his last name, so we know how that's going. If there's a certain platform now that you guys want me to draft on, please let me know. We can make that work. Again, let's go through my roster real quick. At quarterback, we have Anthony Richardson. At running backs, we have Jahmyr Gibbs and Raheem Mostert. I don't love Raheem Mostert not wide receiver. At running back too, but when you hear the wide receivers that are on this team, it will definitely make sense. We have Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Pittman Jr., so we're backed up with juniors on this team. Tight end is Cole Kmet. I don't love it. I would have rather have Pat Freiermuth. That was my mistake not taking him any sooner. But because I didn't take a tight end any sooner, we end up with guys like T. Higgins, Jameson Williams, and Jahan Dotson as backup wide receivers, which is awesome. And then my backup running backs will be Jalen Warren and Brian Robinson, which I'm totally okay with. If Brian Robinson's my worst running back, I feel pretty good about my fantasy team in a 12-man league. You guys let me know what you think. Got the Jets defense, of course. Matt, not going to say his last name because I don't want anything bad to happen to my channel. Not trying to get canceled or anything like that. So, yeah, I got Matt, the kicker for the Colts. Let's go with that. Let's try a underdog draft. Nobody said that they had anything specific that they wanted to try. So, I'm just going to make the elective decision to go on best ball. There is... Oh, that's slow clock. I can't do that one. I guess we'll do a $3 12-man league. This one looks like it's fastest to fill up. Maybe we could even challenge ourselves. I could do 2 mocks at the same time. Thank you guys so much again for joining the live. I really do appreciate it. It means the absolute world to me. If you guys have any fantasy football related questions you want to ask, feel free to ask. You want to do a dynasty draft? Yeah, you know what? We could do that for you, Theo. Let me leave this best ball lobby. Let's see if we can find a dynasty draft first. How would I find on Sleeper someone doing a dynasty startup? Would I have to make my own? That's not how you make your own. Mock draft. Start another one. I guess I'll do a computer one. Not really thrilled about that, but let me see if I can figure out how I'm going to do this. How I shall do this. Draft settings. Let's go Dynasty PPR. We'll do 12 teams. 60 seconds on the clock. Can I change how many rounds I have? I don't think so. Let's name this Dynasty Startup Mock. Your pick 11. Okay, let's see what we can do about that. Willing to make this work. How am I going to do this? Okay. Alright, you know what? I don't know if that adds up to be 25 rounds, but it's quite a lot. If anyone would like to join, I will take the time right now and put this in the chat. Hold on. Bear with me. Let me pull up the live stream. It's quite a lot. Don't want to hear myself twice now. That would be a problem. How do I get to the chat? There we go. I'm going to drop that in there. If you would like to join, feel free. Let me change the team so you can get your pick 11, draft settings, 12 teams, update, boom. The update is done. If you would like to take pick 11 in your Superflex Dynasty, let's make that happen. Dynasty PPR, Dynasty 2 quarterback. Hold on. Can I add I can't add a Superflex. Yes, I can. Boom. Okay. I put 2 flexes. Let's just do 1 flex, 1 Superflex. Theo, if you would like to join, by all means. If not, I will jump on your pick 11 and I will start it with the bots because I don't know how to make this public. I am a noob when it comes to sleeper. Let me see if I can copy the link, go on sleeper, draft boards, go to fantasy football leagues. Let's go to mock drafts, and I'm gonna put that, and hopefully some people join. Hopefully. I did drop the link. It is right above you, Nick. Thank you so much. Theo, I don't know if you're T-Shaw, but if you are, please let me know. I'll take the pick 11 if you want me to take pick 11. I have no problem with that. And yeah, I threw it in the little chat. So let me send it again. After this, ESPN PPR mock 12 league first overall pick. Dom, say no more. That'll be the next one we do. I don't think I'm logged in on ESPN, but we could squeeze it. We can make it work. We can make it work for you, my friend. Don't you worry now. Don't you worry. Theo, being that you haven't answered, I'm just going to jump on pick 11. Shiny LeBron, thank you for jumping in. We're going to have some fun. We're going to get mocky with it. This is Dynasty. This is Superflex. So just keep all of that in mind. We are doing 20 rounds. I couldn't do 25 rounds, but just go with it. Just go with it. Give it a couple more seconds. Broke 200 subscribers. Got 201 subscribers. So if you're joining in late and you were that 201st, you can still qualify to win the $25. All you have to do is make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy. DM me a picture on Instagram that you are subscribed to the channel, and I will put everyone's name in a list and randomly decide who will get the money. We'll do it on Instagram Live so everyone knows I'm not cheating, none of that, and we should be good from there. Give it a couple more seconds. Worst case, we just get a bunch of people who are bots. I have no problem doing so. That is fine with me, as long as it's fine with you. And yeah. Okay, we got more people in here. We got more people. Theo, if you want to jump in, you want me to get off pick 11, I will happily do so. I don't know if this is not Dynasty. Okay, update. Boom. Now it's Dynasty PPR. Superflex. Cool. Okay. I'm going to give it like 10 more seconds and then we'll start because I don't want people getting bored and running out of the live. Send it one more time. Dynasty, all that good stuff. Count to 10. All good, Theo. I appreciate you watching from work regardless. Thank you so much for jumping in. Really do appreciate it. We might actually just get it to fill up, so maybe I won't wait for the 10-second mark, but we'll see how this goes. If the people want me to start it, I will happily start it. I would like to get a full lobby, but if we can't, it is what it is. It is what it is. But Theo, I do appreciate you supporting from work. That means the world to me. And hopefully we could get this going. This is Superflex. I tried to make it Dynasty. I don't know if it's 100. I mean, the rankings did change like it is Dynasty, so I think it is. But this is a Superflex league, so you're probably going to be better off taking a quarterback early on. If you want, I will take away the Superflex. I do see a QB wide receiver tight end spot on my screen. I will scroll it up to the top so you can see. I'm pretty sure it is Superflex, even though it doesn't say so. All right, being that people are leaving, I'm just going to start it up. Give you guys a couple seconds to see. This is a super flex here. Change it to 2 QB in the settings. I got you. Dynasty 2 quarterback. Done. I think that's going to end up making it where it's just 2 quarterbacks and not a... Okay. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. All right. Let's just start it up. Cool. Chris Saputo is on the clock, and he's in the chat. There we go. You are right. ADP did change. Patrick Mahomes is a great first pick for Superflex. And Chris goes Jalen Hurts. I love that. I don't understand why people are disrespecting Jalen Hurts this year. I think it's a really good pick. But yeah. Not going to be able to see the first couple picks, so I'll just narrate what's going on because my big head is in the way. Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, CJ Stroud, and Patrick Mahomes are the first 4 off the board. I'm going to take the noise off because it's super annoying. Justin Jefferson, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson follow. I feel like it would be crazy if I didn't take a quarterback, but it's looking like I might not want to take a quarterback. Not going to give out my secret sauce because now people are in the lobby. So I'm going to wait till I'm on the clock to make a comment about who I want because I don't want nobody sniping me now. But if you watch the last mock draft, probably have a good idea of who I want at this point. Jesse's got 18 seconds. If you're tuned in, thank you so much for watching. Again, we hit 200 subscribers tonight. So that means somebody's going to win $25. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy. And yeah, everyone kind of left because I messed up the draft settings. But that's okay. You live and you learn. I don't often do these sleeper mocks with 2 quarterbacks in Dynasty. So you got to forgive me for that. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. Take a screenshot that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. And from there, I'll put everybody's name in a list, random number generator on Instagram Live, and I will DM the winner. Mr. Pooty is on the clock. He's got 20 seconds left. I have no idea who he's taking. I find it very interesting that Caleb is ranked over Anthony Richardson in Superflex, but I'd be more than happy to get one of those guys, even though I said I wasn't going to give away my plans on the draft. But yeah. Got to give, little nuggets of information here and there. CeeDee Lamb at 109. That's a pretty good pick, even though it's auto-picked. Shiny LeBron, you are on the clock. That is one interesting Avi, if I do say so myself. I just elected for, like the basic Cookie Monster instead, but to each their own. Gibbs pulled his hammy today. That is not a good sign. I guess that would make somebody like David Montgomery a more valuable pick than he already is. But, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going Anthony Richardson here. Pretty easy for me. And I'll just take whatever positional player comes back to me. If it's Bijan, so be it. Shiny LeBron when Amon-Ra. I think that's a really good pick. In terms of Dynasty, you're getting a wide receiver for at least the next 10 seasons. So, yeah, I think that's a good pick. I could double up and get Caleb Williams and be absolutely set, but then I'm kind of worried about what I would do for my positional players as the draft goes on. Running back would be pretty dry, but we'll see. After I pick, I'm going to check out maybe some of my news sources, see what's going on with Gibbs. Maybe there's another injury news that I didn't hear about, but we'll see. We shall see. Looks like this guy JLK is just sitting there pretty, has no intention of making a pick. Takes Bijan, who I would have loved to have, so I don't know what I'm going to do now. I would... Oh, they already updated Jahmyr Gibbs being questionable. That's good. I mean, not good that he's questionable, but good that they updated it as of 36 minutes ago. Left Monday's practice to be evaluated for a leg injury. No word on the severity. That makes the 1-2 turn a little more interesting. That was somebody I just took in the last draft, so that would have really screwed me over. But it's a good thing we don't take our real drafts, so early in August. I'm not really a big fan of that because you just never know what's going to happen in practice or preseason. Anybody could get hurt at any given moment. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it rolls. Joe Burrow is available. And if I have to, I guess I'll go double quarterback. But I would like to see if I could get, I don't want to say anybody else, but somebody else, Yeah, he's going to be on auto. Marvin Harrison. If I wait on running back, yeah, I would still be in a good spot. I'm going to take Joe Burrow here. It's not a pretty thing to do, especially in Superflex, because now I'm kind of screwed at my positional players, but I know I have 2 quarterbacks that I could start every single week and feel really, really good about it. So Joe Burrow and AR, let's do it. Malik Neighbors is the next pick. That's a great pick. Caleb Williams follows, which is also a great pick. Puka, solid pick. Followed by Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jordan Love. Tyreek Hill and Garrett Wilson follow. And now Xavion, who took CMC at 102, has to get a quarterback, and best available is Justin Herbert or Kyler Murray. Don't love those options. Reason why I took Joe Burrow where I did, Jaden Daniels is somebody I love, but he's not going to come back to me. So, yeah. Felt like it was a pretty confident pick. If I could land somebody like Devontae Smith, it's not a pretty wide receiver 1, but I like where I'm headed if that's my big 3, Let me see. 4. This is where I get my news from. Okay. Khalil Shakur. Bengals are taking wide receiver Jamar Chase day to day. That's very interesting. Mike Williams is still a couple weeks away from doing team drills. Okay. Jared Patterson is taking over. Kamani Vidal is probably not going to be that guy no more. That's bad news for me. Xavier Legette is back at practice. Jalen Polk looks really good. All right, so these are all pretty good news. This is all pretty good news. Jalen McMillan could play out wide in 3 wide receiver sets. That's very interesting because he's somebody that's versatile in terms of can play the slot, can play outside. So I like that. I like that a lot. Let me make sure before my pick comes back to me that I am logged into my ESPN Fantasy account so that when I'm ready to do Dom's mock draft, I can do so. And yes, all right, I'm signed in. Cool. I'm 1 pick away. Jalen Waddle just went. That hurts. I would have loved to have somebody like him as my wide receiver 1. Oni, my brother, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it, man. How you doing? Don Yesh is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Don Yesh. If I could take him with my 3rd round pick, I absolutely would smash that pick. Pause. I'm on the clock. Shiny LeBron elects for Trey McBride. I would like to get a wide receiver here. I don't know what the likelihood of that is going to be. I guess I have to take Brandon Ayuk, but I don't love it. Yeah, let's go Brandon Ayuk. Now it comes back to me. Give me Devon Achane every single day of the week. And now I'm somewhat starting to build a good core for the future now. And what is up, brother? Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Right now we're doing a 2 QB, Superflex Dynasty League. My first 4 picks, AR Burrow, Ayuk Achane. We're doing mock drafts, taking any suggestions or recommendations that you may have. So if there's a certain platform you want me to mock on, please let me know, and I'll do my best to accommodate. After this, Dom did request a 12-man PPR mock from the 101, so I will do that next. I love that you came here on your study break, Oni, to get some soothing fantasy football content. I really appreciate it. If you're joining in just now, thank you. And more importantly, if you are subscribed to the channel, you have a chance to win $25. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy. Again, that is at Outlier Fantasy. Take a screenshot that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and DM me that picture, and you will automatically be entered into a $25 giveaway. You think Marv is a reach in round 1? I kind of agree. He went at the turn, so it basically is like getting him at the 12th pick. But you also have to think about it as you're getting a wide receiver for the next 12 years if this is like a dynasty. So something to keep in mind of. At pick 10, yeah, I probably wouldn't go that. But it's tough. This is a super flex league, so Marv would kind of be at that 10th pick in a dynasty format. If it's redraft, I personally wouldn't agree with it. Wow, J.J. McCarthy comes off the board at 509. That is nasty work. That is nasty work. I want no part of that. Marv is a real bomb on the field. He's an absolute one-man wrecking crew, so it is a little interesting. But in terms of dynasty, you have him for his entire career, which is dope. If he's going, near the back of the first round in a redraft, why not take him in the back of the first round in a dynasty? He'll probably even go sooner if it's not super flex, to be honest. But again, if you're taking time out of your day to join the stream, thank you so much. I'm on the clock. I kind of like the idea of taking DK Metcalf. This is somebody that he's not old, but he's not young. DK Metcalf could be interesting. I do need the wide receivers, but I know that I'm not going to get James Cook, so that hurts. So I'm going to take James Cook now and hope that I can get a wide receiver. And I get DK Metcalf. Let's go. I absolutely just smashed that. That was very lucky. I have no interest in taking Mark Andrews or Drake May. Drake May is nasty work, but hey, he needs a quarterback, so he's got to take one. I'm going to wait till maybe like the 15, 16 turn to get the ESPN league ready if anyone wants to join. Personally, I am that high on Anthony Richardson. Also have to keep in mind that this is Dynasty, which is why I took him where I did before Joe Burrow. I figured long-term value, I have somebody in Anthony Richardson. But in terms of redraft, the way I see it, I just took him in the last 12-man league I did. He was the 6th quarterback that came off the board. I felt like that's an absolute home run. Obviously, his health is a big question in terms of, if he's going to play or not, what his production would look like. But if healthy, I see Anthony Richardson finishing as a top 3 quarterback. So I absolutely don't have a problem with taking him as like the 6th quarterback off the board in redraft. I think it's some really good value in my opinion. I guess I could take Jaden Reed, but I don't love that. I'm not going to reach for Bryce Young. George Kittle's pushing 30, but at this point I need a tight end, so I'm going to take George Kittle. I'll probably get him for a couple more years. Javonte Williams. Oof. Don't love where I'm at in terms of prospects at this point. If I had to take somebody, because I only have 30 seconds, kind of eyeing Tyjae Spears. Yeah, I'm going to take Tyjae Spears. Now it's a little bit of a reach, but I need the depth. So, and I need to keep in mind this is Dynasty. So I have somebody like him for a couple more seasons versus somebody else. Feel like he's a cheaper Lamar, a lot of upside and great offense. I totally agree with that. We saw just a small sample size of him last year. If I can grab his player card, this was somebody that was grabbing a lot of carries inside the 20 for his team, had 4 rushing touchdowns in a small amount of games. He really only played 3 games because he got injured in the 4th one and was taken out early, but this is somebody that has a rocket of an arm, can throw for touchdowns, but also his running ability is not to be slept on. So I am a fan of Anthony Richardson. Shiny LeBron took Bryce Young, you little bastard. I would have loved to have somebody like him on my team, but it's all good. I have 2 quarterbacks that I'm very happy with. And yeah, there's not really many other options out there for me. I could grab, somebody like Stafford, or I could play the long-term game and take Michael Penix Jr. We'll see how that goes. Baker Mayfield is not old, so it's not a bad option. But how many years am I really going to get Baker Mayfield at a quality fantasy level? That's to be determined. Noticing Team 7 really likes the Kansas City Chiefs receivers. They went Worthy and Rice back-to-back. That's interesting. Xavier Legette comes off the board to start round 9. I think that's a really good pick. Calvin Ridley at 909. Wow, that actually might be a steal. He was not on my radar. I think I'm looking at Jalen Warren here next, even though I'm not going to have him for a very long time. Still a quality flex option, at least for this year and maybe next year, depending on how they feel about if they want to re-sign Najee Harris or not. But again, if you're just joining the stream, don't forget, you can enter for a chance to win $25. All you have to do, be subscribed to the YouTube channel, which I'm sure you are. Follow me on Instagram, @Outlier Fantasy. Take a screenshot of you subscribe to me on YouTube, and I will randomly pick a winner tomorrow. How about, instead of taking Jalen Warren, I stack Adonai Mitchell and Anthony Richardson for the future, because I think Adonai Mitchell is an absolute stud. I could take a quarterback, or I could assume that this is Dynasty and I'll be able to get a quarterback later on. But Joe Burrow goes down, I have nothing, so that's something to keep in mind of. I'm going to take Jalen Warren anyway. I at least have, some young running backs, some pieces for the future. My tight end is not very old, but he's getting up there in age. Cole Kmet is a really good pick right now for somebody that needs a tight end, or, just a secondary tight end option. Somebody like Chris Saputo has an aging Travis Kelce at 34, so maybe he wants Cole Kmet with one of his 2 picks. Michael Penix is a really solid pick there, not going to lie. Sorry I stole A.D. Mitchell, but if you know me, I think I know everything there is to know about Adonai Mitchell. Made a video about him very early on in my YouTube career. I am a big fan of Adonai Mitchell. I'm a big fan of him. I think that, him being this has nothing to do with his skill, but being the type 1 diabetic just gives him an extra, kind of sense of motivation, something to prove to the rest of the world that anybody with that kind of disease can be an NFL pro and be a star. You stole Ben Sinnott from me, so I guess we're even for that. Blake Corum is a really good option. He went at the 10:08, so I missed out on him. Dalton Schultz is a quality tight end, so I'm going to take him even though I didn't get Ben Sinnott, which really pisses me off. Because those know I love Ben Sinnott. I can't get enough of him. I think he's an absolute star. I like Jahan Dotson here. Do need some wide receiver depth. I have the running back depth. I do need wide receivers. Troy Franklin, I can't speak. Troy Franklin is a very interesting piece for the future. Is Kenyon Drake still playing? Well, you know what? We can actually find out if Kenyon Drake is still playing. Kenyon Drake is still playing, but does not have a team, so probably won't be taking him anytime soon. But that's a great question. I need a third quarterback. I guess it's got to be Bo Nix I take a chance on, right? Unfortunately. Zach Charbonnet is the next pick after I take Schultz. Again, really pissed off that Shiny LeBron took my Ben Sinnott pick. Those don't know, this is my super sleeper tight end this year. He is incredibly talented. The Commanders actually want to line him up at running back, which is incredibly interesting. I want to see how that works out. But that just speaks volumes to the kind of athlete that he is and the fact that they're willing to play him at more than just tight end. No, they're not going to put him at wide receiver, but if he's going to play running back, he's going to play fullback. He's going to find his way on the field because he's just a talented athlete. So I'm a fan of Ben Sinnott, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for that young tight end. He's probably my favorite tight end after Brock Bowers in the draft class. Guys like Jatavian Sanders were taken before him. A lot of people liked Cade Stover as well, more than Ben Sinnott, but I was always high on Ben Sinnott, and I liked him the best after Brock Bowers. So that's a great pick. Finally, JLK goes on auto pick. Thank goodness, because I'm tired of waiting for you to make a pick. Jerome Ford tickles my fancy here. But like I said, I need a quarterback. But you know what? I got a plan at quarterback. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Could go Jalen Wright. Could be an interesting handcuff. But Devin Singletary is best available. But this is tough, man. This is tough. I'm going to go Jerome Ford. I think at least I get a couple more years out of him versus somebody like Devin Singletary. Jalen Wright goes next, so I'm sure Shiny LeBron was glad I did not pick him. Marshawn Lloyd at 12-11 is a studly pick. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about him. A lot of the quarterbacks are now sitting pretty on the board, so I may take a chance and jump on one of these guys. Bo Nix is not the prettiest name, but I may take a chance on him. Who knows? Isaiah Likely and Dontavian Wicks at the turn. Dontavian Wicks is a great pick in my opinion. Quentin Johnston is not a great pick, so haha. He's going to, enjoy that one, I'm sure. Oh. I faded QB for too long, and now I just don't love my options. But at least I'm not the guy starting Drake May and Will Levis every single week. That's brutal. Could be a lot worse. Just got another subscriber, so whoever you are, mystery subscriber, thank you so much. I'm going to take Bo Nix because it's kind of just a value at this point. I really wanted to take Russell Wilson, but I did not. Oh, what am I going to do? Nope, somebody took Jalen Polk. That was round 11. That was a while ago. I need to pay attention. Rashid Shaheed. It's an interesting one. Like Michael Wilson, but I don't love him enough to reach for him. Curtis Samuel tickles my fancy, but I'm high on Bucky Irving, so I'm going to take Bucky Irving. Stack up that running back depth even more. When you have guys like Ayuk and Metcalf that you can just rely on to play every week, don't have to go too crazy about worrying about who am I going to take at wide receiver and start. It's pretty much set in stone that I'm going to run those two guys out every week, and I can just play running backs all across the board elsewhere. I don't need another tight end because I did take Dalton Schultz. Though I don't love it, it is what it is. I will end up taking another wide receiver. If you're looking at my screen, it's probably going to be this guy, but we'll see. There are still a lot of interesting wide receivers out there. Would be more than happy to take Brendan Rice. Would also be happy with somebody like Jalen Hyatt or even Malik Washington. Definitely not Elijah Moore. Not feeling it. But yeah. A lot of interesting quarterbacks are available. I don't know who's gonna end up making that decision. Oof. Right before Shiny LeBron is Ty Chandler. I'm sure that would have been a nice pick to have. I'm sure of that. He doesn't need wide receivers, I'll tell you that much. He's got 4 really, really good wide receivers. So I'm sure Ty Chandler would have been an exciting pick for him to have. Demario Douglas, okay. He's stacking those wide receivers. He don't care. I'm going to go for Curtis Samuel. He's not young, but I know that I get, in year 1 at least, a really reliable wide receiver option. Theo Johnson's available. That interests me. What other wide receivers do we have that could be taken? Javon Baker, no. Jalen McMillan, absolutely. I think that's a steal. We just read that, this is somebody that's probably going to be playing in 3 wide receiver sets and playing on the perimeter, so there's already more trust in somebody like him potentially than Chris Godwin, even though Godwin is a better operator from the slot. Jalen McMillan can play outside, can play inside. He's a very interesting prospect to me. I do have another dirty dog that I'd love to take, and yep, he's still there. Gotta get another receiver for sure, but also need a tight end for the future, but I don't love my options here. No, I do not. So I guess I don't have to take a tight end. Have one, should be good enough. The defenses are flying off the board. Miss me with that. I could never. And we'll see how it goes. Is Shiny LeBron going to follow the trend and go defense? Is he going to zag when everyone zigs and take a kicker? I have no clue. Daniel Jones. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's not a long-term answer, but being that I have Bo Nix and I just need a guy that I could trust this season, I'm going to take Russell Wilson. I said I was going to get into the draft lobby for Dom, and I never did that, so I'm sorry, Dom. Let me just make this last pick. It's going to be Andre Iosivas. Welcome to the squad. Absolute dime piece of a pick right here. If T. Higgins ends up walking in Dynasty, I mean, come on. This is clearly the guy that you want to have in fantasy. Went to Princeton. Smart kid. 6'3", 205. This is a great prospect to invest your chips in. Put all your eggs in this basket because Andre Iosivas is the future, and I'm going to be able to stack him with Joe Burrow. Sheesh. I love that pick. Now I got to go defense and kicker. I'm going to go kicker because, yeah, there's not really many options left at kicker. Oh, boy. What is it, all free agents? Damn. How the hell did that happen? There's really no kicker that I could take? Like, for real? There's 3 kickers? That's got to be a glitch. I can't take, like, because I have that. Okay. I was going to say, there's no way those are the only kickers left. I had Andre typed in. Okay. Daniel Carlson, he's absolute money. Are you kidding me? Got to take him. What am I going to do? Colts defense. Yep. I like the Colts defense personally. All right. So that's a wrap for my draft. Let me get into a mock draft on ESPN. If you're still hanging out, still watching, thank you so much. Try a mock draft. I would like to do 12-team PPR because my boy Dom wants that. So let's see what we can find. Mock salary cap. Gross. I don't want salary cap. Can I refresh? Snake. 10 team, 12 team, PPR mock. This is for beginners. That's also 10. I guess I gotta join the beginners. I'm joining the 101. Okay. Tom's talented team. That is a whack name, but hey, we're in. Go over and review my team in a 2 QB Superflex Dynasty. AR, Joe Burrow, Ayuk, then followed by Achane, Cook, DK Metcalf, steal the pick. George Kittle, followed by Tajay Spears. I just like that kind of younger option personally. I would have loved to have somebody like Trey Benson, but unfortunately I got sniped. Followed by Adonai Mitchell, who I love. Jaylen Warren, quality running back for year 1. Jerome Ford, I should get a couple more years out of him. Dalton Schultz, backup tight end. Bo Nix on the bench in case I need him. Bucky Irving, who I think is going to start taking reps in his rookie season and pull some of that work away from Rashad White. Then we have Curtis Samuel, Jalen McMillan, Russell Wilson, my absolute diamond in the rough, Andre Yosevas, and that's pretty much it. If you guys are still hanging out watching, thank you so much. If for some reason you're joining in late, you have a chance to win $25. All you have to do is subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy, and yeah, take a screenshot, prove to me that you're following me on Instagram, and you can win the $25. I'm sure nobody's DM'd me on Instagram, so you could be the first one, be the only one, win $25, all that fun stuff, giving it away. That's what it's all about. If nobody else has a mock they want me to do, maybe I'll call it after this. Maybe I'll end it with a best ball draft. We'll see how it goes. I do have to wait a minute 30 seconds. So, you know what? I'm going to run to the bathroom in the meantime. I will be right back. And just like that, we're back. Just in time. I have the 101. This is a 12-team PPR. I'm not going to get cute with it. I'll do the right thing. Spike Lee always told me do the right thing. Oh, God. No, not the music. Anything but the music, please. My auto pick would be CeeDee Lamb. That's childish. I'm taking McCaffrey, even though I don't want to. Bari, thank you so much for joining, brother. I really appreciate it. How you doing tonight, brother? How you doing? I take McCaffrey, followed by Breece Hall goes next. CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill the next two. Bijan at the 105. If you're just joining in now, especially someone like you, Shabari, I'm giving away $25 because I hit 200 subscribers, as you can see on the bottom right. All you have to do is Steven. Thank you so much for joining, brother. You guys can enter to win $25 because I hit 200 subscribers tonight. All you have to do, be subscribed, which I'm sure you guys are because you jumped in the live stream. Then take a screenshot of you being subscribed to the channel. DM me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy. You will automatically be entered to win $25. I will go on Instagram Live. I will pick the winners. You guys know the deal. I ain't got that much clout. I ain't got that many subscribers or followers. So if you enter, you're probably one of maybe 3 or 4 people. You have a good chance to win $25. So make sure you go do that. The 111 is Jonathan Taylor, followed by Saquon Barkley. Now we're getting to the turn. Very interested to see how this is going to go for me. I would like to double up and take another running back, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not drafting any anchovies, so at least we know that much. We're good. If you guys have stuck around for even just a little part of the stream or have been here since the beginning, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm just glad we were able to hit 200 subs tonight. I think I was at 190 earlier in the day, so go up 12 subscribers is pretty nice. Hopefully we could do more of these mock drafts and live stream videos because I have a great time doing it. I hope I'm not a bore to watch. I hope I'm not putting nobody to sleep. And yeah, let's see if I could double up on running back here because that is the plan, God's plan. Damn, I'm running out of water. Is Buck Allen worth a flyer? I would say Bucky Irving's worth a flyer. I think this kid's going to be special. I think he's going to get some of that work away from Rachaad White. I think before you know it, he's going to be the guy. So, Bucky Irving, let me put you on game. For whoever is the mystery person that just subscribed, thank you for subscribing. We did hit 200 subscribers. That was the goal tonight. And if you want to win $25, all you have to do, take a screenshot of you subscribe to me, follow me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy, and just DM me the proof that you are subscribed, and you will automatically be entered into the giveaway for $25. Doing it more so just to give a big thank you to everyone that does support me. I really do appreciate it. Those who are not in the live stream are not going to know to DM me proof that they're subscribed or not. And once tonight hits midnight, I am not accepting any more applications. So make sure before midnight you are taking the time to DM me that proof that you are subscribed because I want you to win the money. I want you to come back, support, be happy. I could take a wide receiver here. I could. Isaiah Pacheco went. That was probably the guy I would have ended up taking. So I'll take Devon Achane. No problem. It's back to me again. Look at that. Who am I gonna take? I guess I'll take... I don't want to take Drake London, though, do I? I really don't, but I would love to take Jalen Waddle, but I'm not going to be stupid and get cute. I'm just going to take DK Metcalf. That's my guy. Can somebody get this guy water? Can somebody get your boy water? Can someone DoorDash me some water real quick? I'll leak my address if someone wants to DoorDash me some water. Your boy's not getting up anytime soon. He's got a mock draft to focus on right now. Nick Roloff, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Thoughts on Joe Mixon? I mean, it's pretty obvious what we know Joe Mixon is going to be. He's just going to be that guy that, you know, projected to not hit 1,000 yards. I kind of agree with that, but I think maybe his touchdowns will be a little higher than 7. Be a quality RB2. He's definitely a good candidate if you're somebody that wants to take multiple wide receivers first and then come back to get a running back. But being that I have Achane and McCaffrey, I have no thoughts or intent to take Mixon as my third running back. Eber, my guy, thank you so much for supporting. I really do appreciate it. Being that you just joined, we hit 200 subscribers tonight, which is amazing, and I cannot thank all of you enough for supporting the channel, but you have a chance to win $25 because I hit 200 subscribers. And knowing that I have a small channel, you know absolutely that I am going to give somebody this money. There's probably only going to be 4 people that enter. So take a screenshot that you're subscribed. DM me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy, proof that you are subscribed, and you will be in the running for $25. I'm sorry, Thomas Musso. I missed your comment. I like Aubrey Graham, but, you know, there's a lot of allegations against somebody like him, so I'm a little worried about drafting him. Not 25 pesos, of course, 25 US dollars. I am a cheap bastard, but I'm not that cheap. I want to spread the love, give it back to the people that subscribe, and support the channel. So you're not getting 25 pesos. Multiply that by, 10? 100? Yeah, something like that. I'm not that bright on my U.S. currency exchange right off the top of my head. I'm more focused on fantasy football. This is a fantasy football channel. I'm not really a currency exchange kind of guy, if you know what I'm saying. But crypto, we could have a talk about crypto for sure. My first 3 picks are McCaffrey, Achane, and Metcalf. I really like the foundation I'm building. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Cooper Kupp comes off the board to end round 3. I think that's a really solid pick. He's going to double up and take Jalen Hurts. Oof, I want to take a look at this team. That team might be actually pretty good. That team might actually be pretty good. Oh, yeah, that team's pretty good. I mean, Cooper Kupp is your 1. I don't hate it, but could do better. Tom's talented team over here. He's cooking up something special with Christian McCaffrey, Devon Achane, and DK Metcalf, that's for sure. Don't play with me now. I'm building a God squad over here. Joe Mixon is yet to come off the board. Guys like Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith are going before him. Not that I hate that, but, you know, there's some value here in Joe Mixon. When it comes back to me, it might get dicey. Might go a little Malik Neighbors action, you know what I'm saying? I don't really care about the sprained ankle that much, to be honest with you. Might end up going sprinkle a little in Malik Neighbors. Make my team name my neighbors think I'm selling dope, you know what I'm saying? But Brandon Ayuk is a pretty good option here, man. Brandon Ayuk. See how it goes. See how it goes. Obviously, Nick, a lot of people aren't that high on Joe Mixon. Might have to take him as the third running back, being that I got a wide receiver already. Definitely needed a wide receiver first before I take Mixon, but we'll see how this goes. Mixon comes off the board. Okay, never mind. Ayuk as wide receiver, too, is an absolute steal. Like, how is this even possible? Please tell me. Please tell me why people draft on ESPN. Like, this is crazy to me. This is so crazy to me. Oh, my goodness. This might be the easiest double pick of my life. I've taken him in every draft so far. So, Anthony Richardson, welcome to the squad. Welcome to the squad. I'm giving away my secret sauce for everyone. I love Anthony Richardson. Cannot get enough of him. What do I think is a sweet spot value for quarterback? I usually just like to play the game when Lamar Jackson comes off the board. I just jump and take Anthony Richardson no matter where that is. But if you're not someone who wants Anthony Richardson or has no desire to take him, I think the next sweet spot would be this Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray tier. And if you miss out on that, I personally love the idea of taking Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be great. If you don't get Jaden Daniels, sorry, not Jalen. Caleb Williams is a great option. Tua Tagovailoa, if you play in ESPN with a bunch of dummies. This is very incorrectly rated right here, these two. This is another sweet spot. And if you play in a 2-quarterback league, I love this guy. I think he's going to have a bounce-back season this year. So, yeah. You have a couple pockets to hit the guys that you want in this year's draft. I wanted Malik Neighbors. I think he was taken before me. Yes, he was. So I didn't have a chance to take him. But Brandon Ayuk after Malik Neighbors, that's a home run of a pick if you ask me. I don't need a quarterback, so I'm not going to be looking at the QB position anymore. But the fact that T. Higgins and Calvin Ridley are still here in round 6 is nasty work. I don't understand. Someone please explain to me why ESPN ranks people so goofy like this. Someone please explain it to me because I don't get it. Ugh. I don't get it. I do need a tight end, and I've been taking George Kittle a lot, but if I have to, I will. If I don't get George Kittle, what are my options? Because Benson, it's getting that love for sure. Okay. People are starting to come around to this idea. Somebody that I've been high on from day one before he even got drafted into the NFL. Ben Sinnott, sleeper tight end, for sure. But I'm looking at T. Higgins right here. You get T. Higgins, you're getting a home run pick. If Jahmyr Gibbs is to miss any time, David Montgomery is clearly a smash pick here. But we'll see how this goes. We shall see. Move this over a little bit so you guys could see the left side of my screen. Have a long way to go before it comes back to me, but we'll see how this goes. Again, if you're joining late and this is your first time in the stream, we hit 200 subscribers today. So if you want to be in the running for $25, all you have to do is take a screenshot of you being subscribed on YouTube, which means you do have to subscribe if you're not subscribed. I don't know why you wouldn't be subscribed. I think I'm entertaining. I think I'm, at least mid at fantasy football. That's worth a subscribe, right? I'm not bad at it. So if I'm mid, it's kind of worth your subscription. And just DM me picture proof that you are subscribed on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy. Again, that is at Outlier Fantasy. And you will automatically be in the drawing for $25. Free money. Who doesn't want free money? Who doesn't want free money in Biden's economy? Am I right? The value of the dollar is so slim. It's basically like I'm giving away $5. But no more political talk. Just wanted to say I'm giving away some money. I am 4 picks away. There are 3 people picking before me. T. Higgins is still here. What are you guys doing? Oh my God. Why is Amari Cooper going before T. Higgins? Somebody explain it to me. What am I missing? Why is nobody taking Why is Austin Eckler going before T. Higgins? Stop scrambling my brain, people on ESPN. What is wrong with all of you? T. Higgins, thank you. Easiest pick of my life. Oh my goodness. What's the matter with you people? I kind of want Jaylen Warren, but he's the same buy as McCaffrey. Jaylen Warren is the same buy as McCaffrey. I like Brian Robinson Jr., but why is Terry McLaurin still here? Brian Robinson, let's do it. That's my guy. I've taken him and Anthony Richardson, I think, in almost every single draft I've done today. That just goes to show you how high I am on either one of these players. Yeah, I think Duka is in my mock, honestly, because to take Austin Eckler before Kyle Pitts and George Kittle and after Joe Burrow is the nastiest work I've ever seen in my life. That really is. I have a QB, so I don't need a QB. Would have liked to take George Kittle, but didn't have the opportunity to do so. I will not take Njoku or Ferguson because if you know me, you know that I understand the tight end board very well. And I understand that both of these guys last year were top 10 options. And most guys that are top 10 options don't repeat again from year over year. Obviously the exceptions are the elites like a Travis Kelce, George Kittle, those kinds of guys. But I don't know how many other guys are going to come for the ride. So I'm off the wagon on those. I'd rather take guys like Pat Freiermuth and Dallas Goedert, who were not top 10 tight ends last year. But we'll see how that goes. We shall see. So a lot of wide receiver depth here, which is surprising to me because it's a 12-man league. I already got my quarterback, so I don't need to worry about quarterback. I will eventually take one at some point again, preferably Jaden Daniels, but I think that is the same bye week as AR, so I won't do that. Maybe I'll end up with Brock Purdy. I don't hate that as a backup, but Tua and Goff are just sitting here like, what are we doing? What are we doing? ESPN is the ugliest rankings of all time. No disrespect, and I don't want to burn any bridges, but I truthfully believe if you gave me a month, I could come up with better rankings than these clowns on ESPN that make these rankings. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, why is Deontay Johnson still here? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, Keenan Allen just came off the board. Like, this is nasty work. This is nasty. This is a 12-man league. What are we doing? Like, let's look at some of these teams. All right, I mean, you got 4 wide receivers. Like, how did he get all those wide receivers? Like, did somebody else just... I don't even know. Can't explain it. Who's the dummy that has no good wide receivers? Am I the dummy that has no good wide receivers? No, because I got Metcalf, Ayuk, T. Higgins. No, I got wide receivers, dude. Cup, Pickens, Allen, JSN. I mean, kind of reached on JSN, but that's a different topic for another day. I mean, this guy's kind of lacking, but he's got Calvin Ridley at the 2. I like that. Jettas and DJ Moore. That's not bad. I mean, Chris Godwin before Terry McLaurin. What the hell are we doing, people? Sorry, I shouldn't be making that noise on camera. That's disturbing and gross, but that's just my honest reaction when I see somebody take Chris Godwin before Terry McLaurin. Yeah, like this guy gets Deontay Johnson on his bench and somebody's like, oh, I need to have Chris Godwin. Like, get out of here with that. So stupid. I mean, before the injury, I'd be like, this is the dumbest ranking in the world, which I still think it is. But being that he's injured now, we don't know how many games he's going to miss. I guess it's justifiable, but not really. I could get some real running back depth here. No, I'm not looking at Tony Pollard or Zeke Elliott in terms of running back depth. I was more so looking at Devin Singletary. Yeah, the running backs are not as appealing as they once were, so I'm going to double dip in the running back category. I want Blake Corum, but I'm not going to do it. Where's my guy? I'm going to take Chase Brown. I'm very interested to see what he can do. But yeah. Probably should have took a tight end because there's no guarantee that I get anyone good on the way back. But if Pat Fryermuth is there, Pat Fryermuth and Goddard are there, perfect. I could double up on those guys. Definitely make my way back for Tua Tagovailoa, who's like the 200th ranked player. Again, I don't make these rankings. I just kind of go with the flow. Yeah, 201, like that's disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. I don't know who makes these rankings. They need to be fired. I mean, I don't want nobody to get fired from their job, but like, come on, what are we doing here? I really genuinely can make better picks. I can make better rankings than this. But I don't like making rankings because no matter who I put where, I'm never going to get it right. Like, nobody's ever going to get it perfect. None of these is going to be perfect. Nobody that I think is an expert is going to get it perfect. So I just don't see a purpose in doing something like that. I don't see the point in making rankings for them to just be wrong. It's not to say that I don't trust my gut, but I don't really see a point in making a ranking if I think Blake Corum's going to be better than Chase Brown and then Chase Brown ends up being better, like, what's the point? If Marshawn Lloyd is better than both of them and he's not even on my radar at this point, like, then what does it matter if I rank them? You know what I mean? I have no clue. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know who's going to get hurt. I can do my best to make an evaluation, but that's about it at the end of the day. But again, if you're just joining for the first time, make sure you're entering to win that $25. All you got to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy, and take a screenshot of you being subscribed to the channel. You can win $25. Free money. It's not going to get you far in this world, but it's better than nothing. I'm trying to give back to the people that support. Just trying to do my best to say thank you. Obviously, when we have a more substantial number than 200 subscribers, I will give away better prizes, better rewards. But, you know, it's a small little bonus. Got to celebrate little victories when you can. 30 days ago, I didn't even have 70 subscribers. So to be at over 200 is an incredible feeling. So thank you guys for supporting. Sure hope Dom is watching, because did this all for you, my boy. So I'd be disappointed if you weren't here, but if you had to go, I understand. I'll keep waiting on tight end, I guess. Brian Thomas Jr. is just staring me in the face, so I'm gonna have to take him. I need that wide receiver depth for show. Jacoby Myers is another guy if I want wide receiver depth. I love Adonai Mitchell, so I don't know how I'm going to pass up on him. But I guess I have to, right? Kind of stumped here. Yeah, I guess I'll take Jacoby Myers. I'm sorry, but you cannot get me to back the idea of taking Mike Williams this year. I just won't do it. I will not do it. He could play every single game this year. He could play 8 games. He could play 4 games. Dom, I'm glad you're still here, because I did this 12-team mock for you. I personally hate ESPN rankings for these reasons. I feel like I'm just smacking the board and getting every single guy that I want at a value. And I'm way better off taking somebody like Brian Thomas Jr. before Mike Williams. Come on now. Don't be disrespecting my guy Brian Thomas Jr. now. From Wide Receiver University, LSU, that's the smash pick. For sure. Maron with these rankings. Maron. I still need tight end and I still need backup quarterback, so I'm probably going to make those my next 2 picks. Tua is going to come off the board significantly after whatever tight end I want. So I'm going to get my choice of tight end, and it's probably going to be Pat Freiermuth unless I get sniped. If anybody else has recommendations, certain platform that you want me to draft on, please let me know in the chat. I will do my best to make that accommodation for you. Otherwise, I may just end it with another best ball draft and then call it a night from there. I'm looking to take Pat Freiermuth, as I already stated. I think this is someone that has real top 10 tight end potential. He's already shown it in the past. Had a really bad season, struggling with injury, couldn't stay on the field, was in a really bad offense. Now, with a legit quarterback, with Russell Wilson, I truly believe that this is a good top 10 finish for him. Even Dallas Goedert, not a bad option. Just putting it out there. Especially if you play in PPR, he's somebody that's going to get a lot of catches. But one thing that worries me about Dallas Goedert, taking him before Pat Freiermuth, is I don't know how much Devontae Smith is going to take that next step up and really separate that second option in the Eagles offense and the third option, whereas I know this is going to be the second best passing option in Pittsburgh. I know Jaylen Warren is a target hog, but I would still like a healthy Pat Freiermuth to get more receptions than him, or at least the gap to be significantly closer than Devontae Smith. So we'll see. TJ Hawkinson, not a bad stash. If you play in a league where you have an IR spot, you could definitely throw him on your IR spot because he's not going to be back anytime soon. Not a bad pick. But being that this is a mock and I can't assume that there's an IR in this league, I'm just going to take the guys that are healthy. Waiting for Rob's rowdy team here. Let's see what he does. Rob's rowdy team took Rashid Shaheed, and now we got people taking defenses and kickers. Oh my goodness. I'm on the clock. It's a double pick. Could double up and take another tight end, but I'm not going to. Xavier Leggett, not a bad option, but dude's been healthy, not healthy, so I'm going to take my guy Adonai Mitchell. Love him this year. And love him in the future going forward. But again, if you're still watching, thank you so much. I don't know how many times I've said it now. Maybe 150 times. I'll probably say it until I have just as many subscribers as I've said it. But make sure you're entering the giveaway for $25. Just follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Screenshot that you are subscribed to the channel. And you'll be in the running for $25. Not a lot of people are going to take me up on my offer. So please take me up on my offer because I don't want to look at my phone later, see 2 people entered, and I'm picking between 2 names. At least give me like 4 or 5 names to work with here so everyone's got like a 20% chance to win the money. I don't want this to be a coin flip now. Come on. I'm a small channel. You got a good chance of winning some free money. And don't think of it as you taking my money. Think of it as my thank you for sticking around and supporting the YouTube channel. We're only growing from here. Like I said before, I don't know how many subscribers we've gotten in the last 30 days, but I can assure you it is a lot. 30 days ago, I had nobody watching, had friends and family. Now I actually have some viewers that come in and say hello. Like, shout out my boy Theo. Appreciate you stopping by earlier. But yeah. Let's see how this goes. I got 15 picks before I pick. That is a long time. If anyone's got any fantasy football questions, feel free to drop them down below. And yeah. It doesn't even feel like it, but I've almost been live for 3 hours. No, not 3 hours. What the hell am I saying? 2 hours. Does not feel like that, though. Feels like we just started. The night is young, boys. The night is young. Now the picks are flying off the board. People are auto-drafting. That's fine with me. I'm taking Tua. None of you have anything to say about it because you're all silly and follow ESPN rankings. And if somebody does take my quarterback, I have Jared Goff, who is a steal. I could never take Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, and Deshaun Watson before Tua Tagovailoa. But that's just me personally. You might have a different opinion, and that's okay. Theo, my guy. I don't know if you saw, but I just name dropped you a little earlier. I was saying I didn't really have many subscribers 30 days ago, but I got people like Theo that come in, say what's up, and I really do appreciate it. I'm so thankful for all the subscribers that stick around and support the channel. But now I'm on the clock, and I got to take Tua. I have to take a defense and a kicker now. Who am I looking at? A kicker. Matt, can't say his last name because I want this channel to not get demonetized. Or I could take a defense. And I'll probably take the Chiefs defense. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Now I just have to wait for a kicker. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to wait for the kicker. Of course, I appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Wouldn't be possible without you guys. Let's end it off on a banger. 12-team underdog. You know how much I love my underdog drafts. If this isn't your first stream, you know I love them. You know I can't get enough. There we go. Draft lobby filled. Let's go. You'll love to see it. Love to see it. I'm the 104. Let's go. Love that pick. I also really like the Colts offense this year. I think Anthony Richardson has top 3 quarterback potential. And the name of the game for me, at least in redraft, is wait till a schlub takes Lamar Jackson and I get the quote-unquote poor man's Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson's my favorite player. I'd be willing to bet anything that Anthony Richardson finishes higher. As long as he's healthy, of course. Health is a big concern, but health is also a concern for Lamar Jackson as well. We can't forget that. So, yeah. Big fan of Anthony Richardson. I think Jonathan Taylor is a great pick in the back of your first round, or at least at the turn. And then guys like Michael Pittman Jr., of course. Great pick. if you can't get your hands on him, I think Alec Pierce is somebody that's very interesting. He actually goes after Adonai Mitchell. Let me look up Adonai Mitchell's name. Yeah, significantly after Adonai Mitchell, and could end up being the second option for most of the season at least, assuming that, it takes a little while for Adonai Mitchell to become that guy. I think he already is certified that guy, but, you never know. Here at the 104, probably looking to take Justin Jefferson. Not that interested in Jamar Chase. Obviously, if Tyreek Hill did not get taken, I'm jumping on that the first opportunity I can. But more than happy to take Justin Jefferson here at the 104. If this is your first time on Underdog, basically what this is, if you've never played before, this is best ball. So basically all I have to do is draft, as many players as I want, and then the app will optimize 1 QB, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. YB, my guy. Shout out to YB. He is one of the best Apex Legends streamers out there. So please, 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 if you're on TikTok, go give my boy YB a follow. He's incredible at what he does. He's been a long-time supporter of the channel. Every single time I'm in one of his lives, he makes sure to shout me out, show me love. And for that, I got to return the favor. Make sure you go follow YB on TikTok. He's on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. Go give him a follow. Go show him love. Tell him Outlier sent you, all that. What do I think of Michael Wilson in Dynasty? I like Michael Wilson in Dynasty. I personally am a believer in his skill set. I don't know how much that's going to really translate, at least this year. I know in terms of their wide receiver room, it's a little interesting. They have Michael Wilson. They also have Greg Dortch on the team, and I'm forgetting one other guy that could easily steal away some of his work. But Michael Wilson is probably their second most talented receiver on their roster behind Marv. So I do like him long term, but, we don't know how long. I shouldn't say we don't know how long Kyler Murray's going to be there. We don't know how many healthy Kyler Murray seasons we have going forward. So I wouldn't value him too highly, but in terms of his skills, there's no denying that he's I shouldn't even say elite, but a very, very good route runner, very skilled in terms of contested catches, and he should be a really good dynasty piece, but we'll see. Trying to see, let's go to Michael Wilson's ADP, at least on Underdog, and I'll compare some of the guys going around him. I would definitely take him over Xavier Legette, even though Legette has a chance to be the one in his offense for years to come. Definitely better than Demario Douglas. I'd like him more than Adam Thielen, Rashad Bateman. I like him more than Jalen McMillan, even though Jalen McMillan is one of my guys. So, yeah. I think he's got quite the value. Now I'm looking at my 209 pick. And if I could get Jahmyr Gibbs or Devon Achane, I will do it. I don't really care about Jahmyr Gibbs' hamstring injury. Obviously, the fantasy community on Underdog is a little worried about it as he's still there, but I'm not going to let that stop me from taking a really good player. Do I take... As I was just flapping my gums about how I'm not worried about him, I like Devon Achane. I'm buying in. Appreciate you, YB, for stopping by. The goal was to hit 200 subscribers tonight on YouTube, and we eclipsed that. So if you want to be in the running, YB, for a $25 giveaway, I would highly recommend joining. You definitely have a good chance of winning the money. All you got to do is take a screenshot of you, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I know you are because you're that guy, you're the GOAT, and just DM me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy, proof that you are subscribed, and you will automatically be in the running for $25. That goes the same for you, Theo. Make sure you take advantage of that. I don't know how many people are going to join. This is a small channel, obviously. So while it is a small channel and you have a good chance to win the prizes, definitely take advantage. That's all I could say. Probably make this the last draft of the night, and then we'll call it. Underdog drafts are kind of long, so should run an hour almost. So, yeah. Probably just call it after this one. But thank you guys so much for supporting. Really appreciate it. Definitely let me know your first 4 picks. Thank you, YB. Really appreciate it. I'm trying to catch up to you, to be honest. You got all the subscribers. You got all those followers on TikTok. I'm trying to catch up to you. There's some good competition for me to have in my corner right now. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Malik Neighbors is going before Devontae Smith, ADP-wise on Underdog. That is nasty work. I could never. I'm taking Devontae Smith because we draft smarter, not harder. CeeDee Lamb, Chris Olave, Jalen Hurts, DK Metcalf. I really like that quad. Let me know how many teams you're mocking with, if that's a 12-man, if that's a 10-man, and what draft pick you got. Because obviously you probably know. If you're past the 3rd pick, there's probably no chance you get CeeDee Lamb consistently. But if you're early in the draft and it's a 10-man league, you could definitely see that 4 being a really good stack. 12-man, I don't know if they'll all be there. Like somebody like Metcalf is definitely, in my opinion, one of the first 40 guys to come off the board. So, let's see. Anything is possible, of course, in fantasy football. That's why we play the games. Really like the foundation I have so far. Unfortunately, 2 of my best players have a week 6 bye, but worry about that later on. And it could possibly happen again if Isaiah Pacheco is there. I will smash that pick, no problem. Oh, wow, in a 12-man. Okay. That's really, really good then. That's a hell of a value, DK Metcalf. I mean, let me see. Underdog, where did he come off the board? Oh, well, he was round 3 in a 12-man, so that kind of makes sense. This is also like wide receiver premium. As you can see, nobody's taken a quarterback yet, so I could see that, yeah. I think that's a really good stack. I think people are fading the New Orleans Saints offense for bad reasons. I don't think it could possibly be as bad as it was last year. And not to mention, Derek Carr was heating up at the end of last year, so that could potentially roll over into next season. But we don't know. Josh Allen is the first QB off the board at pick 37. That's interesting. I probably would have said take a quarterback sooner, but, everybody loves these wide receivers, like fools taking Tank Dell and whatnot beforehand. I could never. I don't care if it's 3 wide receivers. I'll get my wide receivers later on. I'll play the value game. I will hunt the values, whether it's Deontay Johnson, whether it's Curtis Samuel, Calvin Ridley. There's plenty of guys to love towards the middle and the ends of these drafts. Always got to take a running back early on because I don't like missing out on this like round 3, round 4 value of wide receivers. Like as you could see, get Devontae Smith in the 3rd round is pretty awesome. He was somebody that, had a shaky season. At first was struggling for sure, and everyone was kind of like, he ain't it. I stuck through with him. He ended up playing phenomenally. So that's just my take. When you have 2 guys like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they're just going to take turns being that guy every single week. But at least with Devontae Smith, he could catch a 48-yard pass, and that really just makes a difference, especially in standard. But I only play PPR. Or at least half PPR. I would not play standard personally. That's just me, though. Everyone's got their own shtick. Everyone's got their own thing, and I respect that. I'm looking to... Yeah, I might be a demon and take Anthony Richardson again. Oh, my God. What is wrong with me? Somebody stop me. But I just can't get enough of him. I really can't. I think he's going to be a top 2 quarterback, honestly. If he stays healthy, my goodness. The potential's there. George Pickens or Zay Flowers? I'm going to go Zay. I'm a big Zay Flowers guy, but George Pickens is a stud in his own right. I would have loved to have T. Higgins, but unfortunately couldn't get him. Is what it is. Not going to complain about it. Just going to keep moving along, keep churning it along. I like the opportunity here to go ahead and take Anthony Richardson, like I said before, but I might dabble with James Cook. James Cook is very good in PPR format. This is PPR, so yeah. It's half PPR, but still like that value. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, we'll make sure to run it back in the very near future. I had a great time. I had a blast. Always love getting to sit here and chat with the subscribers, get some of their thoughts, what they're thinking. Appreciate Theo dropping his knowledge, dropping his insight, what he's looking to do with the 103 in his league. But in terms of being at the 103, don't get discouraged if somebody takes CeeDee Lamb before you get the chance to. Definitely smash that Tyreek Hill pick. Yeah, you might not want to take Jalen Waddle if he's available in round 2. I would prefer maybe Jalen Waddle before Chris Olave personally, but if you're going to end up taking a Tyreek Hill, definitely go for a Chris Olave if available. I'm going to take James Cook and hope that Anthony Richardson returns his way back to me somehow. I don't see it possible, but low-key, I don't need another Anthony Richardson draft, so I'm totally okay with passing on him. And that's what my 5th round pick tells me. Is that if I'm willing to take James Cook, I'm willing to pass on him one time for the one time. Oh, it's going to be a long draft, boys. It's going to be a long one. But I'm ready to go. After I take James Cook, Mark Andrews, Jaden Reed, George Pickens, Calvin Ridley come off the board. Calvin Ridley is a very good value here. Who knows how long he's going to be the wide receiver 1 with Hopkins injured. Might take Hopkins a little while to get back to his normal self, so I like that pick. Plus, like I said, 3 wide receivers. Wide receivers are premium on underdog, so makes the most sense. Makes the most sense. At least in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm just the guy yapping on camera. There are 2 guys back-to-back that need a quarterback. These 2 have a quarterback. Yeah, Anthony Richardson's definitely going to go before I get a chance, but that's okay. Anthony Richardson comes off the board. Respectable. Ain't mad at it one bit. That's the right pick. If I could get a chance to take Deontay Johnson, I will. I think it's a little too rich to take Christian Watson at my pick, but we'll see how it goes. I have my 2 running backs, so I feel pretty good about that. I don't have to reach for somebody. But if a Kenneth Walker was available, I'll take him. Even David Montgomery, I'd be willing to take a chance on. But again, if you're just joining the stream for the first time, make sure you are entering the giveaway. We hit 200 subscribers. All you have to do, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm sure you're already doing that. Follow me on Instagram if you have Instagram, at Outlier Fantasy. Take a screenshot before the end of the night. I'll give you till 11:59 or midnight, one of those. And if you DM me proof that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, you will be entered to win $25, and I will pick the winner on Instagram Live tomorrow. We'll figure out how to get the money to you, whether it's Zelle, whether it's Venmo, PayPal, whatever the case may be. Definitely not going to Pony Express mail you $25, but we'll figure it out. In the world of online banking, life is good, and we'll definitely get you your bread. It's just my way of saying thank you for supporting the channel. Hopefully, we continue to grow and grow every single day, and that's the goal. Oh, boy. I would have loved to have Monty or Ken, but of course, they're gone. Deontay Johnson, welcome to the squad. Easy enough. Easy enough. The QB is going to start flying off the board, so I don't mind if I get stuck and have to take Jaden Daniels later. Kyler Murray is an interesting option. I would never have expected such a big ADP jump between Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow, but here we are. Kyler Murray comes off the board right after me. Great pick. If you USMC man is a Marine Corps active member or prior member, thanks for your service, my guy. What's the next pick, though? We got to have a plan here. I guess Jaylen Warren would be my next pick. I don't love this 3 running back tier here. And I have 4 wide receivers, so I'm not pressed to take one. I'll shoot my shots later on if I have to. But somebody like Curtis Samuel really interests me. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know. Kind of like Jaylen Warren, just for that PPR upside. But if I don't take Jaylen Warren, right, what are the options? When it comes back to me, it's going to be Brian Robinson Jr., who I always take somehow, some way, because he's just sitting there. But Lad McConkey, not a bad option. Injury is a concern with him, though. Brian Thomas Jr., great player. I don't know if I'm willing to take him right now, though. I'm going to go Jaylen Warren because I know that I trust the PPR upside. Joe Burrow follows him off the board. I'm going to start looking for a quarterback soon. It's probably going to be Dak on the way back. But, like I said, I wanted Curtis Samuel, but I'm not going to get him, unfortunately. It's a sad, sad situation. Would have loved to have him, but being that I have 4 wide receivers, definitely needed to get that 3rd running back so I don't have to touch running back later on. Because who's to say I get some of the rookie guys that I like a Trey Benson or a Blake Corum. No guarantees, but we'll see if we can make it happen. Definitely need to start smacking wide receivers off the board, but quarterback is an important position, and I need to take one. Tight ends are running dry, so that's also something to be mindful of. I feel like once you draft like an underdog best ball team, when you go to like a ESPN or something like that, it just makes it so easy to just decipher who's the good talent, who's not, because everyone that plays in this is just, willing to reach for guys in ADP. Like, for example, where did Malik Neighbors go? Malik Neighbors was the 305. Like, that's just not happening on ESPN. It's not happening on Sleeper. It's going to get you right for the season. Best way to prepare. In my opinion, at least. Like somebody like Tua Tagovailoa is not the 200th player off the board. He's like 122nd. That's a little more realistic. I gotta invest in like a gallon or something. I need a gallon of water when I stream. I'm just drinking ice and hoping for the best at this point. This ain't it. This ain't it. Curtis Samuel is the first pick of the 8th round. Rip. There goes my chances of getting my sleeper wide receiver. But that's okay. You live and you learn. Ramondre Stevenson comes off the board at the 802, followed by Jamison Williams. Could go for Jake Ferguson. At least I could double up at tight end and know that one of those guys could play flex if they have a great week, but we'll see how it goes. Rather take a quarterback. There are 1-2 teams that need a quarterback before me. One elects not to take one, so hopefully somebody takes Jordan Love and I could get Dak. Totally happy with that. I'm not going to take 2 QBs because I know that Tua is going to slip. I'm totally fine with taking Tua. Absolutely. I mean, I can't get Jalen Hurts. I can't get Lamar. I don't want to stack Bryce Young and Deontay Johnson, at least not for my first quarterback. And J.J. McCarthy doesn't really tickle my fancy as somebody I want to draft in best ball over a Tua Tagovailoa, at least in my opinion. Not to say he's not going to be good, but you know, it's a long way to go before I can get his starting value in fantasy, especially best ball. So I'll take Dak. A little bit of a reach. His ADP is about 96, but I need a quarterback, and I need to make sure nobody takes a quarterback. How many teams in between me? Everyone had a quarterback, so I probably should have went smarter about that and took a positional player, but it's okay. I needed it. I needed the value there. I like the running backs here, so it just further proves that I should have taken wide receivers when I could have, but I wouldn't hate taking Jacoby Myers. I would not hate that. Think I'm going to try to stack up, get one more running back, and then we could start throwing wide receivers at the board. But we do need a tight end. But not one of these two. I'll wait for it to come back to me because we got a little bit ways to go before. You know what? My next picks will be Tua and Pat Freiermuth after this one. If I could get Tua. How many picks away am I after this one? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have like 16 picks before me. Oof. What are we looking at? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I could get 2 on the way back. It's possible. If not, Brock Purdy's fine. Jaden Daniels is fine, but Jaden Daniels won't be there. Zach Moss or Brian Robinson? Got to take my dog. I mean, he's just always there. I know he's going to get the PPR upside. More than happy with taking him. And I don't have to touch running back now for a while. Or at all, to be honest. Get those kinds of values. You don't have to touch the position for a bit. But now we need to look at, what am I going to do wide receiver-wise after those guys go. Xavier Legette, that's a fine option. Michael Wilson, we talked about before. That is a fine option. You know, this is someone that's not going to play every week. More of a bye-week fill-in. Jalen McMillan, love, but I don't know about for best ball. This is my guy. We'll just pin that, star that for later. If you know me, love Andre Yosevas. He can hang with the best of us. That was a little corny. I won't say that again. But yeah. Running thin at wide receiver, eh? Definitely running thin. But I got 4 guys that I really trust to go out there most weeks and get it done. So that is definitely a perk. That is a perk of this. Best ball gets tricky with this because all the wide receivers go, leaving me to make a choice. Jalen Polk is not a bad option, but there's no way I'm going to be able to land him, before I take Tua and Pat Freiermuth. Those are the guys I have to stack. So, yeah. But again, if you're just joining for the first time, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Had an absolute great time streaming with you guys. This is not the end. This is not my goodbye. Just saying thank you. If you missed out earlier, I hit 200 subscribers. Very proud of myself, celebrating little victories. So you have a chance to win $25. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, which I'm sure you are. Take a screenshot that you are subscribed and DM me on Outlier Fantasy. That's probably the 200th time I said that tonight. But like I said, I'm going to keep going until I hit 204 because that's as many subscribers as we got right now. So, yeah. Blake Corum comes off the board. That's a good pick. I'm 4 picks away. Tua is sitting pretty right there. Tua is sitting pretty. I'm going to jump that opportunity if he's still there. Dallas Goedert went, so that makes my life a little easier. I was kind of thinking about taking him because I don't have any shares of him, but now there's no chance I get him. So, perfect. making my life a lot easier, giving me less decisions to make. I like that. If Tua goes, I'll take Goff, no problem. It's not overlapping with Dak's bye, so it's cool with me. But I do have a concern in terms of Tua and Dak have injury history, but I don't care. I like them both. I am a fan of both of them. Tua, I think, is a steal. I know his ADP says otherwise, but again, I don't care. Khalil Shakir is falling. I know I do have a video about do not draft him, but if he continues to fall, I feel like it only makes sense to take him, but I have to get a tight end first. That is a must. And it's got to be Pat Fryermuth, who I think already came off the board. Yep, of course. Of course. So now I got to play the tight end dart throw game for the most part because I don't have my starting tight end that I want. Cole Kmet, not a bad option. I mean, the way I look at it is Houston and Chicago, they both have 3 really talented wide receivers in their room, so either way, I'm going to have to bite a bullet with one of these guys. I might as well take the guy I like slightly more, which is Cole Kmet, but yeah. Could take another positional player instead, but I'd really be putting myself in a hole at tight end, so I won't do that out of respect for the tight end position. And yeah, we're going to go Cole Kmet and reach way down the line for him because I ain't going to get him in 16 picks from now, I'll tell you that much. Would have rather taken Jalen Polk if I had the opportunity to do so, but I did not have the opportunity to do so, so I didn't do it. How many more picks do we got? Oh, we got quite the picks, boys. We got quite the picks. I still got to make 7 more picks yet. No, 6 more picks. I'm sorry. Wait. 1, 2, 3. No, 7 more picks. Yeah. What am I saying? Been doing this for too long now. Too long. My brain's getting scrambled. Call it after this one. But again, make sure you are entering the giveaway. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy. DM me proof that you are subscribed, and you will be in the running to win the money. I will go live and pick the winner tomorrow, and all that good stuff. So yeah. Give you guys till midnight. Once midnight rolls around, I will not be accepting any more admissions, but yeah. You got some time. I'm not going to say if you don't do it after the stream that it's clipped, but, you know, I got to cut it off at some point because then people are going to tell a friend, and then we're going to have too many people in the giveaway that don't deserve it. The people that are supporting right now deserve it. Not the other people. Not to say that I love any subscriber more or less than anyone else. Love you all equally. But, you know, we got to make a cutoff at some point. We got to have some kind of rules, some kind of structure. So, that will be the structure. If you have any fantasy football questions, you're just stopping by, feel free to ask. Jalen Polk still on the board, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Dalton Schultz comes off the board. It's a good pick. I ain't mad at it. I might take Hawkinson. I might just do it. Jalen Polk comes off the board. This guy and USMC, they keep taking the guys I want right before I could take them. Respect. Something about this red Red German Shepherd pair. Oh no, he's the Dachshund. He put a lot of money in it. Oh, he got money. He got money to get that. But yeah, Josh Downs is here. He's gonna miss some time, but still a quality play. I could go ahead and get X. I'm a fan of the X-Man. I don't need any more running backs, TBH. I should probably get another one though, but with all these wide receiver values here, I gotta take X. He's a dog, for real. And it's on days where Deontay don't score, I have X to score. If given the opportunity, I will take TJ Hawkinson. But I don't think that's going to last. That seems more like a pipe dream. What do I think of Zamir White in redraft? So I do have a video about Zamir White, but I do pay for these rankings, so I don't want to get flagged or anything like that. But let me show you a little something about Zamir White, right? Zamir White. He's got quite the tough matchup. So you're looking at week 1 going up against the number 1 rushing defense. Week 7, you have the number 2 rushing defense. Week 11, you have the number 3 rushing defense. Week 14, you have the number 4 rushing defense. And these other matchups, yeah, they might sound good, but they're kind of just middle of the pack. You don't really know what's going to happen. Let me get back to my pick real quick. TJ Hawkinson. But again, I like 4 for 4. You do have to pay to get this kind of information, so kind of just giving you a little sneak peek for free real quick. I'm sure they wouldn't like that if they found out I was doing this, but for the people, I got to do what I got to do. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 really tough matchups. A 5th not so good matchup. Another not so good matchup. But at least in week 17, if you made it to the championship, you have a good matchup with New Orleans. Otherwise, I'm not really too sure I love that. I personally think that there's a really good chance that somebody like Alexander Madison or somebody else comes in and steals his goal line work. He's a good runner in terms of like yards per carry. He's probably going to get a lot of volume and do a lot of running with that volume and even grab some passes out of the backfield. But one, we know that the Raiders are not a good offense, so it's not somebody that's very appealing in terms of the running back position. Usually you want guys that are on a good offense, i.e. Raheem Mostert. Even when he is not getting a lot of yards, he's getting the touchdowns, and the touchdowns are what's valuable. I don't know how many touchdowns, especially on the ground, are going to be available for the Vegas Raiders. We know that Devontae Adams has to take those touchdowns. We don't know for sure if Jacoby Myers is going to continue to score a lot of touchdowns. He's somebody in his career been relatively low in scoring touchdowns up until last season. Now you add a Brock Bowers to the mix, so it seems like they're kind of more set in stone on their passing offense. Plus, consider probably going to be behind in most games, even though their defense is pretty solid. Shout out Malcolm Kuntz. He's a dog. He's their edge rusher. But I think that you would rather have a running back that's in a more stable offense, or at least reliable offense. Like if I go to the draft board, where did somebody like Zamir White get taken? Let's look. Why am I drawing a blank here? Zamir White. There's no way he's still available, but I don't see his name. Maybe you see his name and I don't. Maybe it'll tell me if I search his name. Zamir White, RB24, was taken. Well, let me just look up his team. Stabler. What pick did he take him at? He took him at pick 82. So now, let me go look at the draft board. Pick 82. Yeah, I mean, spending a 7th round pick on him. And this is underdog, where you're paying a premium on wide receivers, so running back's going to fall. You're probably looking at taking Zamir White in the 6th round, where like you could get a David Montgomery. Kenneth Walker went there. I don't like Rashad White, but I think Rashad White is a better play than Zamir White. If it came down to it, and like your options were James Conner, Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, I would probably say I like James Conner slightly more. Definitely like Jalen Warren more. And then Najee, Aaron Jones, Zamir White, kind of a toss-up. I would personally wait and take somebody like DeAndre Swift or Raheem Mostert. I would just bite the bullet and wait back longer. But that's just my opinion. I don't think Alexander Mattison is good, but I think somebody's going to steal those goal line touches from him. He's not a big, strong back, so when it gets to goal-to-go situations, there's no guarantee that that's his job, that's his workload to handle. So that kind of concerns me for Zamir White. But it's a great question, and I appreciate you asking that question. How many more picks do I have? Oh, my time is running out. Oh, boy. Rashad Bateman, not bad. Ricky Pearsall. I like Ricky Pearsall. I know he's had some injury problems, but I need the wide receivers, man. Need them. I'm going to go back and take Ben Sinnott so I have that depth or luxury at tight end, even though Isaiah Likely is interesting. I don't need him to start every week, of course. So that's a good choice. I do like Ben Sinnott, though, a lot. Every time I watch him play, he just kind of reminds me of like some kind of, I don't want to say Travis Kelce, but maybe like a lesser version of Sam Laporta. I think that's fair to say. Braylon Allen, Audric Estime, I like both of those guys. I'm going to take a shot on Audric Estime. Actually, no. Braylon Allen. I like Braylon Allen. Then when it comes back to me, hopefully Ben Sinnott's there. If not, I will take a different tight end. I'm totally fine with that. But who would it be? I guess Dawson Knox. Yeah, I guess that would have to be it if I don't take him there. But ADP-wise, he should be available for me in 15 picks. So I'm not that worried. Like in a round where people are taking Sean Watson and whatnot. Oh, I would have liked Bucky Irving, but he went 2 picks before me. That hurts. One name that really interests me is Dameon Pierce. I don't think he's going to be fantasy relevant, but there's definitely a pathway for it. I mean, Joe Mixon is somebody that, hasn't been injured in a while. Knock on wood, I'm not wishing for an injury, but it could very well happen where him and Cam Akers split the time, but being that he's the bigger, stronger back, that he's going to be featured more in the goal line packages, and they'll probably throw the dump-offs to Cam Akers. Could be interesting. But I'm just afraid of drafting someone that can end up being a 0 most weeks. So at least with Braylon Allen, I think they're going to deploy like a 2 running back set for him. So I like that pick. I don't know why it won't let me click on his name. I guess I have to search Braylon Allen and do that, which is whack. Yeah, I'm a fan. I think they're going to split time, him and Breece Hall. It's kind of scaring me in terms of how early I would draft Breece Hall. Like in this underdog league, he went 108. That's fair, but keep in mind, wide receiver is, of course, a premium, so he's still a second, third running back off the board. And there's a big gap between guys like Taylor and Barkley, but I don't know if there's really that much of a tier gap. I mean, obviously he had a phenomenal season last year, but I think Braylon Allen is a really good running back, and they drafted him for a reason. He's going to take some reps away from the great Breece Hall. Not really buying too much of a Breece Hall, RB1 candidate season, to be honest. But that's just me. I like Andre Josephus. I'm going to have to take him. So we'll go Ben Sinnott. Oh, well, you know what? I'll just go screw myself. Not taking Ben Sinnott. Damn it. But that means you're not taking Isaiah Likely, which is up. And Isaiah Likely comes off the board. Would you look at that? I'm going to stop saying who I want because I'm getting sniped every time I want a tight end. Damn it. Tucker Kraft interests me, honestly. You know, he's somebody that everyone wants to anoint Luke Musgrave as like that guy that's going to run away with the job, but I don't know. Not really buying it. Just Tavion Sanders, not a single peep out of him. Again, I don't like him nearly as much as I like Ben Sinnott, but for a while he was ranked higher than him. Not anymore, of course, because people are coming around to the idea that Ben Sinnott is the truth. Of course, he's not going to be Sam Laporta. I'm not predicting tight end one season from him, but man, oh man, is he talented. He is certified that guy. And I'd love to see how he plays out in the backfield. If they do actually put him in the backfield like they say they want to, that could be really interesting. So looking like I'm going to take a wide receiver. But let's play the smart here. I have how many picks? 2 picks? 3 picks? 3 picks. Okay. So let's do Audric Estime. Let's do that. Andre Yosefus is coming up. Oh, no. Somebody's going to take him before I do. But you know what? I'm just going to take Dawson Knox because there's no way he's going to go. Hayden Hurst, not a bad option. He hasn't been relevant in a while, though, but I'm not really opposed to him coming back to break out. You know, somebody's got to be catching passes on this team. If Ladd McConkey goes down with an injury, could be his show. Could be. But it's a little risky. Please, please don't take the guy that I want. You all have a boatload of wide receivers, but that doesn't mean anything because I've played underdog long enough to know that you're going to take who I want. But please just leave him for me. I would really appreciate that. And sure enough, like I said, this draft took about an hour. That is the one thorn in the side of best ball, is these drafts do take a while. We were able to bang out a lot more sleeper and ESPN drafts and such. Andre Yosefus, welcome to the squad. Absolutely love this pick. If you know me, you know I love Andre Yosefus. And last pick will be Dawson Knox. We'll see who else goes. Jermaine Burton follows after. Haha, I got the real wide receiver 3. You got the fake one. You got the Walmart version. I got the real version. Kamani Vidal, man, what a shame. Really thought this kid was going to be special, but doesn't seem like he's going to touch the field anytime soon. But all it takes, man, all it takes is a J.K. Dobbins injury. All it takes, even though Isaiah Spiller is, you know, more likely to get that third RB role, still like the opportunity if J.K. Dobbins were to get injured, not wishing it, I'm just saying, you know, going off of history, he could very well get injured. Gus Edwards, he was fully healthy last year. No guarantee that he stays healthy again this year. Could be said about anybody, though, of course. So there is a pathway still, but it doesn't look like a good pathway like it was looking 2 months ago when I was starting to beat the drum for Kamani Vidal. Hopefully, could get my tight end, and then we'll call it a night from there. But make sure you join the giveaway. Make sure you get in on that. I'm sure not many people took advantage of my money and my offer. So this is your time to take advantage. Oh my goodness. Why? Every single time I want to take somebody. Why? I don't understand. Don't understand. Does someone have a wire in my room? Are these people listening to everything I say? I don't get it. I don't get it. Really needed him. He definitely didn't need. Yeah, you have George Kittle. Like, you can go screw yourself. Like, there was no reason for you to take that pick. How to attach photos proving I am subscribed. So basically, all you have to do is, after this live stream is done, or you could do it right now, just take a screenshot that, on YouTube it says that you are subscribed. Like the subscribe button wouldn't be there if you were subscribed to me already. So make sure you do hit, you just take a screenshot of that. It should be even like a little bell icon if you're on a phone. And that enough. Or you can go click on my YouTube channel. If you click on my channel from there, it will just say you're subscribed. Take a screenshot and then DM me on Instagram at Outlier Fantasy. And once you DM me, you will automatically be picked in the running. And since you're following me on Instagram, you will be notified. I'll put it on my story what time I'm going to go live tomorrow. Probably, most likely going to be announced on my Instagram beforehand. It'll be when I get back from work, probably around like 4 or 5 o'clock. I will go live and I'll pick the winner. But essentially, even if you're just watching right now, I don't know if you're on a computer or like a smartphone, but where it would say like the caption of my video where it says mock drafting on a Monday, ask your fantasy questions, it'll say that you're subscribed, and then you can send me a DM of that. If you requested me on Instagram, like request in an Instagram DM, I still will get the messages and I will accept them. It just means that I'm not following you. That's why the DM didn't go through. But if you did DM me and it does show up as a request, that still counts as an entry. And anyone that DMs the proof, I will see the proof once I get off the live stream, and you will be entered into the drawing for the $25. Waiting for my last pick now. But Paul, if you need any more assistance on figuring out how to take the screenshot, just let me know and I'll make sure I can get that squared away with you before I turn the live off. I definitely don't want you to miss out if you're a subscriber of the channel and you support the videos. I want everyone to have an equal chance to win the money. But again, if you either click on my channel or you get to the title of the video somehow on your smartphone, it'll say that you're subscribed, or it'll have like a bell icon. That's all I need to see to know that I'm subscribed. As long as it doesn't show like the red button or the white button that says subscribe, then I know you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. And then you could just DM that proof to me. Oh, you tried to DM before? Then I'll make sure I get to you. Don't worry, man. I'm sorry. I am sorry about that. My last pick. I don't love it, but I guess I'll take Jelani Woods. I feel like it's going to be a 0 most weeks, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? That's the position I need. Position I got to take, hopefully. I only need him for like the first 8 weeks because then TJ Hawkinson could get back on the ball running from there. But yeah, that's the end of that draft. We'll take a look real quick at the big board. If you do need any help, Paul, with figuring out how to take the screenshot still, just let me know real quick. I'll give like a quick little run around again before I get off the live stream. Just don't want anyone to miss out on the opportunity to enter in the giveaway. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. It means the absolute world to me. I will be back to making videos later this week. I don't have an upload planned for tomorrow because the weekend was a little hectic. Had some plans, celebrated a friend's birthday, so I wasn't really around to make content like I wanted to. Today was a live stream day, so no video tomorrow, but I will try my best to get a video out on Wednesday. Definitely going to have some kind of video during the week, and then maybe we could end the week with another live stream either on Friday or Saturday. We'll figure that out. But yeah. Just let me know if anyone needs me to explain again how to submit and enter the giveaway on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to do so. and I will make sure that I answer all DMs after I get off live. I promise. I did not forget about you, Theo. Trust me. This is just my current exposure. Yeah, I took a lot of Kamani Vidal. I don't know if that's going to work out for me. Might be cooked on that one, boys. Jaden Daniels, my most drafted quarterback. Big fan of the potential that someone like him has. But we still have a lot of money to play with on Underdog, so I definitely got to get back on here. Even if it's not this week, definitely next week, or at the very least over the weekend. I'm going to wait another minute or two just to make sure that nobody is confused in terms of, how to enter this giveaway. I don't want anyone to miss out on it, like I said before. Just take a screenshot of it saying that you're subscribed, DM it at Outlier Fantasy on Instagram, and yeah, wait a couple seconds longer. We'll see. Let me go to results, right? Is that what we do? Yeah. Oh no, this is the money I've won in the past. Drafts completed. This is the one we just did. How do I see other team? Oh, this is how we do it. Okay, so I'm projected 27. He's projected more than me. He's projected more than me. Damn, looks like I'm coming in last place in this league, boys. He's projected a lot more than me. Oh, maybe not. I'm not going to be in last place. He's projected 3,000, so that's pretty good. But again, projections don't really mean nothing. We're all kind of floating around this 2,800 number, as expected. This is an interesting team. I like this team. A lot of wide receivers though. Like you're not gonna see a lot of these guys actually in his lineup most weeks. But being that his tight ends are a little thin, there's a chance to catch up and take advantage of that. And same thing with quarterback. The one game that he doesn't have Joe Burrow. Or if Joe Burrow gets hurt, he's going to be relying on Daniel Jones. Not ideal. Whereas someone like me, either one of these guys could outproduce one another any given week. So, yeah. All right. I think I'm going to wrap it up from there. It doesn't seem like anyone else is confused on how to enter the giveaway. So, I'm going to sign off. Thank you guys so much for supporting the live. Thank you for dropping in. If it was for 5 minutes, whether it was for 2.5 hours, whatever the case may be, thank you so much for supporting the channel. My name is Turtle. I'm signing out. I hope you all have a great rest of your night.